Yeah. Welcome again. Laryngitis, inflammation of the larynx of the voice box is called laryngitis. It is caused by chemical or mechanical or bacterial or viral infections. It can be infective cause or it can be a mechanical cause or a chemical cause. That is called as laryngitis. The most common etiology is voice abuse or misuse, usually done by singers, actors, telephone operators who continuously speak from morning till evening, lawyers, teachers, referees, and coaches, and also a construction worker who works in a noisy environment. So he has to communicate with his fellow colleague. He has to raise his voice. So this is singer and teacher. Then second most important risk factor is smoking. Cigarette smokers smoking the chemical more than 7,000 chemical is noticed in the smoke, which is a irritant for the laryngeal mucosa. So it will obviously cause inflammation. And these smokers are more prone for viral infection and allergic conditions. Okay, but smoking is one of the risk factor for laryngitis. So we have to do that therapy also, that a person should quit smoking when he has laryngitis to prevent the recurrence. Viral infection more common in pediatric age group, and rarely laryngeal carcinoma can also present as laryngitis. Then tumor in the larynx, another cause. Drinking heavy alcohol. Alcohol is also an irritant. It is a chemical irritant. Alcohol doesn't go into the larynx as such, but once it enters the bloodstream, it can go anywhere in the body. So this alcohol, by alcohol dehydrogenase enzyme in the liver, gets converted into an aldehyde, so acetaldehyde, which is a irritant. So that irritation can happen even in the larynx. Usually they get gastritis and hepatitis, that is inflammation of stomach and liver respectively, but they can also get laryngitis. Next important condition is gastroesophageal reflux disease. So this is a condition in which the food which has gone into the stomach will undergo reflux, meaning backward flow from the stomach back into the esophagus, therefore called as gastroesophageal reflux disease. This usually happens in a obese individual, or the person immediately after having food they'll lie down, or their diaphragmatic muscle hiatus is weak. So all these conditions can result in GERD. When it undergoes reflux into the esophagus, you may be thinking why there will be laryngitis, because above the esophagus is a pharynx. Pharynx is a common passage for both esophagus as well as larynx and trachea. So through that, it can end up into the larynx. So it will constantly keep irritating the larynx, resulting in laryngitis. So if they're getting a cough reflex now after immediately eating the food, if they're getting cough reflex, that means they have GERD, gastroesophageal reflux disease. Work related exposure to irritating chemicals or dust is also one of the reasons in which whenever a person is working in an environment, dusty environment, they are more tend to inhale the dust into their respiratory system, respiratory tract. Before going into the bottom of the lungs, it will irritate their larynx, so they keep getting cough reflex. That is a defense mechanism. But if it happens for a long period of time, then they will definitely have health hazard, that is chronic laryngitis. Symptoms, coming to the symptoms of laryngitis. Basically, the symptoms of laryngitis is a hoarseness of voice, that is change in the voice. They usually have one type of voice, everybody. So they can notice that there is some quality of the voice is being changed. It can be low, raspy voice, or the voice can crack or break. And so foreign body sensation is there in the throat, dryness in the throat, difficulty in swallowing the food, difficulty in breathing, and of course coughing. Dry cough will be there in laryngitis. That's a dry cough. These are all the symptoms possible in laryngitis. Other rare symptoms are constant urge to clear the throat. Some people like that they'll be doing the clearing their throat. No? That is called a constant urge to clear their throat, because there is heavy mucus production in the throat. The mucus is trying to clear the inflammation, so the person is clearing their throat. And they have chronic irritant dry cough, and of course discomfort while swallowing. Diagnosis of this is by clinical examination as well as indirect laryngoscopy, or we can put a scope, a flexible fibroscopy into the inside of the larynx to observe the inflammatory changes, which are swelling, redness, and also surrounding area will be edematous, especially the epiglottic area, the entry point of the Larynx will be edematous. Okay, that is called as, the scope is called as laryngoscope. Because we are using to visualize the larynx. And one mirror will be there. It's called indirect laryngoscopic mirror. Through that mirror, we can examine the vocal cords. We should ask the patient. We should hold the tongue of the patient with one cotton gauze. Then we should put this scope, or with the help of a tiny mirror, we should ask the person to tell one or a or anything like that. Then we should observe the movement of the vocal cord. Okay. That is the examination. So if you have any suspicious area over there, you have to take a biopsy from that region, so that to rule out carcinoma or a tumor. Okay, otherwise it's not required. So usually laryngitis is a benign condition. But if you suspect that there's a cauliflower-like growth or an ulcer, we have to take a biopsy. Come to the types of laryngitis: acute laryngitis, chronic laryngitis, obstructive laryngitis. Three variants are there. Acute laryngitis, as the name suggests, all these inflammatory changes are of short duration, that is of less than 3 weeks. The inflammation of mucosa, larynx, everything is of short duration. That is called as acute laryngitis. So chronic means it will be more than months together. Just excuse me 1 second. Acute laryngitis is most commonly etiological reason is viral infection, and the viral infection is rhinovirus. The other virus can be parainfluenza, adenovirus, respiratory syncytial virus. These are the viruses. You saw the coronavirus also is like that. These viruses. Okay. These are the viruses which are responsible for upper respiratory tract inflammation, which is nothing but acute viral laryngitis. So again, the symptoms are of the same: hoarseness, change in the voice, husky, high-pitched voice like this horse, discomfort throat in the throat and pain in the throat, body aches, fever also can be there because viral infection. So fever, body ache, dysphagia, difficulty in swallowing, dysphonia. The speech is being changed, difficulty in continuous speech. They can't speak continuously like this, so there will be dysphonia. Dry, irritant, paroxysmal cough, meaning bouts of cough. It keeps continuously, it keeps coming for nearly 5 to 10 minutes. So the patient will feel tired at the end of coughing. And of course, fever, malaise means tiredness. All these are symptoms of acute viral laryngitis. Okay. Other reasons other than viral, the other reasons will be vocal misuse, abuse of the voice, exposure to noxious stimuli, and of course infectious agents other than virus, any other bacterial, fungal. Then frank aphonia will also be there. The treatment for this mainly is inhaling. You must have known that steam inhalation. And that steam inhalation is done to clear the airways, especially the airway in the larynx. The exudates which are thick will now become thin and they will clear out of the throat. Once they are cleared out, the dry cough will go. Therefore, inhaling humidified steam inhalation will promote clearing of the airway. Also, this is absolute necessary. Voice rest, meaning they should not speak maunarat. They should not speak for 1 week. Then they'll be all right. Okay, that's difficult for the patient. So we'll tell them to wear some mask so that they can't speak. Okay, and even if they want to speak, they have to speak in a low tone. Soft sighing phonation is good enough for them. But sometimes even antihistaminics and corticosteroids will try, but it's not that effective. Antihistaminics release only if allergic cause. These two are effective. If the allergy is there, then it will be beneficial. Otherwise, it won't work. These two medications, antihistaminics and corticosteroids. This is the vocal cord level. Okay, this is laryngoscopic view. Okay, laryngoscopic view. This is a vocal cord. Okay, these are the two vocal cords. We can see here the voice abuse has happened, and there is a nodule over here. You can see inflammation is there. In addition to that, thick mucus plug. It appears like a mucus plug more than a nodule. So thick mucus plug is there, and redness is there. Redness. So that shows that it is laryngitis. Okay. So a thick mucus plug has to be cleared. Otherwise, dry irritant cough will be there. Okay. Now coming to the next one, chronic laryngitis. In chronic laryngitis, is an inflammatory condition which persists for a longer period of time, that produces lingering hoarseness of voice, that is change in the voice and other voice changes. And often it is painless and there is no significant sign of inflammation because it is chronic. Most of the chronic condition will be painless. Okay. And there is no significant sign of infections. That is, inflammatory signs are not the redness, swelling, edema, and all this. Pain and all is not there. Okay, all are signs of inflammation. Again, the reasons are almost the same: vocal misuse, Exposure to noxious agent, infectious agent, including bacterial, viral, same things will be there. The infection can be due to viral, bacterial, fungal. Non-infectious can be due to inhaled fumes. This is important. Some people who are working in some factories where too much of fumes are there. Those fumes, they have to wear the mask. Otherwise, those fumes will enter the respiratory tract and irritate the respiratory tract. Initially, it is okay for 2 or 3 weeks. Subsequently, they will get laryngitis to such an extent they have to quit the job. So therefore, better to wear protective measures. Allergic condition, especially a season like this summer, there will be pollen grains everywhere. So some people, if they are trying to go for a walk, that time they'll get severe dry cough. That means they have allergic to some pollen grains. They have to avoid exposure to pollen, or even if they want to go to walk, they have to wear mask and go. Okay. Polluted environment, of course, Bangalore is the best example of polluted atmosphere where dry cough is common. Other conditions include vocal abuse. Teachers like us, morning till night teaching, vocal abuse. Iatrogenic trauma means doctor-induced trauma, where we try to put a scope through the larynx for some other reason. We are damaging the larynx because we are not putting properly. That is the meaning of iatrogenic trauma or doctor-induced trauma. Differential diagnosis. What else it can be? Other than laryngitis, it can be epiglottitis. It can be laryngotracheal bronchitis, but these are common in pediatric age group. Okay, laryngeal perichondritis, laryngeal edema, laryngeal diphtheria, Rinke's edema. These are the possible differential diagnosis if a person has got chronic dry cough. So that's the pediatric concern has to be there with respect to this. Lack of firm cartilaginous skeleton, flabby and easily collapsible. These are the reasons why in pediatric age group the inflammation is common. Okay, glottic aperture, relatively smaller aperture, and the mucosa swells up easily, and the diameter I told you already, it's only 3 millimeter, so it can easily undergo stridor. Stridor means noise during breathing. Okay, like that, one noise will come while breathing, that's called a stridor. Okay, the treatment for this aspect includes voice rest. That is the first and foremost important treatment. Voice rest has to be steam inhalation as usual to clear the thick phlegm. Cough suppressant, because the dry irritant cough will be there, so you have to give cough suppressants because it is the cough is due to irritant. That's why. And avoid smoking, alcoholism, and all that is, of course, avoid smoking, alcohol, and consuming cold like ice creams and all. Okay. Fluid intake should be adequate. Hydration has to be maintained. Corticosteroid therapy, short-term corticosteroid therapy can be concerned because chronic conditions require steroid therapy. Voice rehabilitation, you are experts in this. Voice rehabilitation, do voice therapy for them. Humidification of the inspired air, that is as good as steam inhalation, but the entire home can be humidified, air conditioned. If they can afford, they can use it. Humidification. Definitive treatment include antibiotics, steroids, and analgesics. Antibiotic if you suspect bacterial infection. The phlegm which is coming out of their throat will be yellowish or thick and whitish and foul smelling. That means it is bacterial infection. We have to give suitable antibiotics. Steroids if you suspect the pollen allergy or any allergic condition, dust mite at home only. So you give steroid prednisolone. Analgesic to relieve the pain. Sometimes the pain is so severe in the throat, we have to give analgesics to relieve the pain. This is chronic laryngitis.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, madam.
So, some people are asking you to accept their request, sir.
It's almost over. Why they are coming now? Okay. There's inflammation of the larynx. Inflammation of the larynx. These are the vocal cords which appear white in color, but we can clearly make out there is a huge thick swelling here. There is edema here. Edema, swelling of the laryngeal mucosa is there. Tell them to close their mic speakers. There is
Okay,
edema
sir.
in this area. There is edema in this area. You can make out the interior of the larynx. These are the vocal cords which are white, shiny, and listening. But surrounding area we can clear. It should be light pink color, okay? But it is dark red in color. It's angry looking. Angry looking. When you're in anger, see yourself in the mirror. Full redness will be there like that in the face also. Okay, like that here also there is too much swelling of this surrounding area of the larynx. Above the vocal cord, we can make out a thick phlegm also is there. It appears like a thick phlegm. So this is a chronic laryngitis. So other treatment for the hoarseness of the voice, you are experts in this. What else treatment we can do? That is, we can do humidification of the inspired air, humidifier, voice therapy. You are expert in this voice therapy and all. See, voice therapy is a better approach in which you will teach the person how to speak. It's very offending for the person if you try to teach how to speak and this thing and all. It's bothersome for the patient. But you have to tell them that they have to speak in a particular tone, not to raise their voice so much so that it is bad for their own health. So that voice therapy, you're experts in that, and you tell them to do some breathing exercise, physical activity, so as to improve their laryngeal capability. And the best method of doing that is to teach the patient how to speak. You yourself should be able to do that in front of the patient for half an hour to 1 hour. You should just have a conversation with the patient. It's not like you're taking some viva for the patient, just a conversation, but you'll teach in that conversation how to speak. So duration of voice therapy can vary from individual to individual. It has to be individualized. The length of each voice therapy can vary from hardly half an hour to maximum 1 hour, 2 hours. Also, you can do. The sessions are based on weekly basis. So session may last for up to 4 or 8 sessions, and you have to follow up on phone whether they're doing what you have told them to be done. The duration of the entire voice therapy program is based on one individual. Approximately can last for 12 weeks maximum. Okay, minimum can be 4 weeks, but definitely voice therapy is required for this. That's all for today. Okay, fine. That is about laryngitis. Anyone has got doubt? Here one chat box is bigger. Please message. I will tell you the doubt. Answer directly. I will answer. There is that noise. More. You go to this more. I don't know whether you can see that. Plus Alt and H. Then you'll get one chat box. You can type in that if you have doubts. Laryngitis is a 5-marker question. Any doubts? Where is the chat box? So in summary, if there is no doubt, in summary, laryngitis is inflammation of the airway. Larynx is called laryngitis. The reasons for laryngitis can be due to chemical injury, mechanical injury, or infective cause. This laryngitis can be acute laryngitis, chronic laryngitis. So this laryngitis is an inflammation of the laryngeal mucosa. More often than not, the reason is vocal abuse or voice abuse. The second most important reason is smoking. Third is alcohol. But vocal abuse is usually done by teachers, singers, okay, and coaches who has to scream so that the participant can hear them. And these laryngitis symptoms are mainly hoarseness of voice or change in voice. The other symptom is constant clearing of the throat, dry, irritant cough. All this will be there. In some patients will get pain, dysphagia, dysphonia, difficulty in swallowing, difficulty in speaking, voice fatigue. All these symptoms can be there. On examination, you can see directly through the throat or direct laryngoscopy or indirectly through a scope, indirect laryngoscopy. A scope, the endoscope which you put into the larynx is called laryngoscope, in which you'll try to find out the signs of inflammation, which is redness, swelling, pain, leakage of the mucus. All this you will observe. Then treatment based on the cause. You have to basically give voice rest and voice therapy. That is a primary treatment. And then if it is infective cause, viral, antiviral drug. If it is bacterial, you have to give antibiotic. If it is irritant, we have to tell them precautionary measure, wearing the mask to prevent the exposure to a irritant. That is the treatment aspect of this, and mainly to avoid vocal abuse. And we have to give voice therapy lasting for as long as 12 weeks, weekly one session, each session lasting for half an hour to 1 hour. Thank you. That's all for today. Take care, stay home, stay safe. Bye.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.